in from Chesco there. I see you. You used to handle it. I was just going back. See, man. That's right. See you. Get there.
I'm sitting in the corner being quiet.
Oh, you'd be good.
Trying to. No problem.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Honey Brook Township Board of Supervisors meeting, Wednesday, May 14th. We'd like to start the meeting with the pledge of the flag, please.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Some announcements. Please be advised that we have 4 assisted listening devices for anyone who was hard of hearing. Just let us know. You can come forward and we'll get those for you. In accordance with Resolution 2-2012, you're informed that Scott Stilson, Vincent Drive, is recording tonight's meeting for posting on YouTube. This meeting is also available from remote locations using Microsoft Teams. In accordance with Resolution 20-2023, the rules of conduct for public meetings and public comment period shall be observed and are listed at the bottom of the agenda.
And Ms. Chair, I also would like to just announce that this evening the board did hold an executive session today, May 14th, 2025, from 6:40 to 6:50 to discuss pending code enforcement litigation matters.
Thank you. We'll then move on to the public comment section. Please provide your name at the beginning of your comment. If there's anybody on this side that has a comment. Go ahead.
Good evening, Gary Rheem, Fire Chief of the Honey Brook Fire Company. Now that we have the first quarter behind us, I just want to take the opportunity to officially introduce myself. Been a member of Honey Brook Township for 25 years, member of the fire company for 15. I've taken over the chief role from Chief Kern, who served 4 very successful years as fire chief. Worked my way up through the ranks, pretty much since 2016 when I made assistant engineer, all the way through lieutenant captain up into the chief role. So very dedicated to the fire company, very dedicated to our community. I look forward to serving the community as fire chief and continuing relations with Honey Brook Township and borough as well. And we look forward to the future and providing the best service we can provide. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
If there's nobody else on this side, we'll move to this side. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Good evening. My name is Soyer. I just recently retired from the Army after 24 years of service and returned home to the area. We live in the Chestnut Ridge development, and the builder recently turned the homeowners association over to the residents, and the residents elected me as president. I have 2 other peers that were elected as well. We make it a point to attend these meetings, to be able to be informed, to keep our community informed, and to know what's going on. And just wanted to introduce myself and to also let you know that the community is excited about being being active participants in the Honey Brook community. So thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, what was your first name?
Adam,
Adam.
thank you.
Okay, we'll move over to this side now.
Good evening. My name is John McHugh, 40 Hillbrook Drive. I do have a question concerning the land preservation program. There was an item, comment Sal made about purchasing land. So my question is the township purchasing land through the program, or is it just the conservation easements?
Thanks for your comment.
So I just asked the question, are we using the land preservation money to purchase land, not just the conservation easements? You have no response? That would be a comment in the land preservation meeting. That was,
What was
that's
my
a
comment?
It said about purchasing land.
What was I responding to? What was my exact comment?
I don't have the meeting minutes in front of me, but it's what's posted on the packet. So it's just clarification. Just want to know, is that the direction that we're taking the land preservation program? Like to purchase land?
I can't answer your question specific to that because I don't know what you're referring to. But typically land preservation, you can buy land or you can buy the preservation.
But the program never did buy land.
You can't buy parks with it, open space.
The purpose of the program all along was to provide conservation easements for farmland protection. So that'd be the expansion of the program. And there's been several expansions throughout the years. In the second revision of the land preservation document, the word woodlands was inserted in there that was not in the original program document. That expanded the program tremendously. So just the insertion of one word, it has an impact. And that is expanding the cost of that program. So I just wanted that clarification.
So are you saying we can't buy land?
I'm not saying, I'm asking, are we doing that?
Are we? We are currently not buying any land.
That's the answer to my question, thank you. That's all I need for clarification. But the second thing too, and that has to do with the fact that,
We're not buying any land that I'm aware of anyway.
okay, good, that's consistent with what I was hoping to hear. Thank you. But I do have a second item, and that has to do with the fact that, you know, we have free speech, we can say what we want on Facebook. But when a person posts something and goes after a person on Facebook, that's free speech, that's fine. But a picture is posted of a person's location of where they live, that's crossing the line. So I just present this to the state police, and they said that that is really beyond what a candidate should be doing. And they advised me to file a complaint. So just to put you on notice, Steve, I did file a complaint with the Pennsylvania State Department of Elections. That would be forwarded to the Chester County Voter Services as well as to the Chester County District Attorney. As far as I'm concerned, after helping out over the years, you owe me and my family an apology for doing that. You're putting people out there and saying, this is where he lives, and I went through this. No, wait a second. I'll let you know. I went through this a few years ago where I went to the state police and there were threatening emails, and my wife is upset and I can't have her worried. I'm not even a candidate in this election. So I'm asking Steve, I have.
I'll leave this, I got you. It's fine.
Steve, we can talk outside, we'll take care of that. Thank you for your time, folks. Yes. Yes, thank you. You don't want to talk? Okay. Good evening.
That's our county.
Valerie Shultz, 165 Caitlin Court. I was just curious, we're now in May of 2025, and usually by now we have the audit report from the year before. Can you tell me whether or not that's been received yet? Usually that's issued in March.
I haven't seen it. I don't know. There is a draft.
There's a
The
draft
final
that
is
just
not
got
been
through.
received yet.
Okay. And also, just to clarify, under department reports for the Honey Brook Community Library, there's a really great impact report in there that was included. But the number for the contribution for Honey Brook Township is incorrect. It indicates 44,000. That was initially what was budgeted, but at the end of the year, it was decided to add on to that. So the actual contribution for 2024 was 86,000. And I just wanted to clarify, 2025 appears to have that same amount in the budget. Can you confirm that that's true, that it's 86,000 for 2025? Does anyone know?
I don't have it right in front of me.
Yeah, this was the report that the Chester County Library put out, and it's for all the libraries, but I just included the one for just Honey Brook Community Library. I'm sorry. I just included the one for Honey Brook Community Library rather than the whole, 80 pages.
But we gave 86,000, so we need to correct that number. It's not 44. Okay.
I can let them know.
All right, thank you.
Is there anybody else on this side?
My name is Barbara Conway, 399 Crestview Drive. And since there's 6 more days left before the primary for the township supervisor, I have to say that it's very disappointing to see the bullying and intimidation on social media pages by some, specifically the Honey Brook residents page and the Twin Valley Facebook page. I feel it's unhelpful for us as residents, and in fact, it's dysfunctional as well. And I feel the Board of Supervisors maybe could have had a positive influence on the tone of the candidates' campaign, and just to set the tone for positivity. There's still time for that. There's 6 more days, and of course, for the rest of the year after and continuing on, even after the primary. I feel like, when we're doing this online, not me, but I mean doing this online, that if the children are watching, so, Twin Valley School District has a bullying prevention program, and so they know what it looks like in all its forms. And they do exercises where they brainstorm on what it looks like. And because we'd rather hear what the residents what their vision is for the township and how they'll approach problem solving and the challenges we face. And so that's what the focus should be on. And I don't know, it just seems juvenile that there's people doing this. And I know someone says freedom of speech, but it perpetuates misinformation and disinformation. And I kind of feel, speaking for myself, aren't we as a nation tired and fed up with this kind of political discourse going on? Well, it's really not discourse, but the bullying and intimidation, and it's very dangerous. Thanks.
Thank you. Is there any other comments? Hearing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve items 1 through 13 of the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve items 1 to 13.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Department
Yeah, a couple quick notes. First, I'd like to thank Matt from Honey Brook Borough. Matt, I appreciate you coming here. Also want to send our appreciation and look forward to working with you guys on the comprehensive plan. So thanks. Another thank you to the Moffett family. Many years adopted doctors of the Shupley Road. So sending them a little certificate out. So appreciate that. And then a thank you to the library. Had a nice little ceremony a couple weeks back and invited to be part of that, and very nice. I appreciate that. And I think that's all I have for supervisor.
All right, anything else? Don Johnson, Public Works.
Don gave me his report to pass along to all of you. He let us know that right now he and the roads crew have been cleaning ditches and repairing berms. They're also cutting down any dead trees in the right of way. And mowing season is upon us. He'd like me to remind everybody to be aware of the mowing vehicles. They are very slow moving. And in the next couple of weeks, weather permitting, they hope to be spot seal coating, otherwise known as oil and chipping, on various roads where the worst spots are. And that is all for Don.
Okay. Kristy, did I share any?
Thank
Your
you.
report?
The Honey Brook Community Partnership will be awarding a scholarship to 2 Twin Valley High School seniors at the end of the month. Next month, I'll be able to tell you who it is. Their next meeting is on Tuesday, the 20th at 4:30. Not too much to report from our neck of the woods, except we had a really great end of April with DEP. We got our MS4 audit. We got a A-OK on that, and our Act 537 plan update was approved, and that's been years in the making. Lastly, a reminder to everybody that the administrative office will be closed to walk-up traffic next Tuesday during the primary, and that all township offices will be closed on Monday, May 26th, in observance of Memorial Day. And that's all I have.
All right, thank you. Next is the Honey Brook Community Library.
Hi, my name is Sergio Cabral. I come in front of you as the new Director of the Board of Trustees. I would like to thank the township for the support during our capital campaign. We just recently had our ribbon cutting ceremony, and we were joined by several members of the community, donors, even the township joined. So we really want to thank you for being there for us in that really special moment. For our next meeting, I plan on bringing some of the breakdown of the things we still need to finish for the new construction to get your input and advice on how we'll get to those. I would also like to let the community know that we're looking for new members. 2 of our members took a break, including our past president, Rocky. So please, if you would like to, give back to the community, we're there. Visit the library, and Jennifer, our director, and her staff will be more than happy to guide you. Also, Jennifer wanted me to tell you that the Friends of the Library will be holding a book sale in the community room on June the 5th to the 7th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Warren Obenski.
Just ask you to accept my written manager's report as usual. Any questions, happy to answer to them.
Thank you. Next is Land Preservation Committee.
Steve or Susan? Steve?
Report was submitted. We just reviewed from the meeting we had back in April.
Sarah from the Conservancy did present. I don't know what John was explicitly speaking about, but she had talked about in West Bradford Township, the township can use land preservation to buy a property at a appraisal price, put easement rights on it, and sell it back to a farmer. So the discussion she had spoke about was the township would be buying, the land preservation would be buying it, but then selling it after the easement was put on. So I don't know if that was what John was alluding to in speaking with you. Other than that, we're going to set up a plan to make contact with all the farmers, all the landowners, and really start engaging them. We're post-COVID. We can meet with everyone and gauge interest in the program, and we'll have a report ready at the August meeting.
Thank you. Next, Planning Commission.
We have Jen on the line, unless Gary wants to give an update.
Jen's good. Jen's good.
Jen, you do it? Okay.
Do you want me to present or is Gary doing it?
No, it's on you, Jen.
Thanks, I figured. Planning Commission met last month. Primary topic was the sketch plan for DR Horton, for the Arbor's Glen. They're just looking at the parcel that currently contains the Racetrack property. They're no longer considering developing the parcel that was owned by Eddie Brown that fronted on Chestnut Tree Road. In part of the discussions, there is a commitment on DR Horton's part to preserve that racetrack area. There will be a lot created around the existing racetrack, generally in the area that they're using now, and that will be transferred to the racetrack. There are some other general discussions just on road widths, stormwater facilities, recreational facilities. So DR Horton will be taking those comments back and preparing more formalized plans for submission in the coming months. Then there is a waiver request from Keystone Court Mobile Home Park for the pavement cross section that is later on the agenda.
All right, thank you. Next is Rec and Park. Evan.
This Saturday, we will have our clean up the roads, and we will be meeting here at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning. And what we need, what we would like, is of course volunteers, but also we need a couple more roads to clean up. They're now overgrown, it's hard to see a lot of the trash. But if anyone has any suggestions for a stretch of road in the township that we could clean, that'd be great. We could use the help. And this will be the first time we've done it in a while. I understand they used to do it, and that's great. So it may be small this year, but hopefully we can grow it. Maybe we can have it a little closer to Earth Day next year, where the shrub, where the growth isn't so grown up, so you can see the trash a little better. And that's also tomorrow night will be our meeting, and we'll be hopefully have a sketch of some ideas on the new park, on some additions to the park or not. And also, we want to have a presence with Harmony Day this year. I know a lot of people have talked about it, but I haven't seen much action the last couple of years. And I know they're asking for some presence from the township. And we're just starting to formulate some ideas, and we'd love to have some help and participation from the community. That's it. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Kevin, is that Rain or Shine Saturday?
Great question. I mean, if I didn't have to be there, I probably would, but I'm going to probably try to do it unless it's like a monsoon or something. Right? Safety, I guess, is the most important part, I think. We maybe have to bag it like we did unfortunately, the the grand opening for the park, a grand opening for the skate land. I do want to say that we are going to reschedule the grand opening for the skate park, and we may tie that in with Harmony Day. That would be probably closer to the 1 year anniversary. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to new business. First item is to approve the list of bills for payment as prepared by the treasurer and the security release as recommended by the township engineer. Do I hear a motion?
Make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The next is a motion to grant a waiver request by Keystone Courts.
I can speak on that one.
Is anyone here
Original
on behalf of them?
mobile home park expansion plan for Keystone Court followed the cross section for local and minor streets that's in our saldo. They're requesting to modify that paving section to match the existing cross section in the park. The expansion is to the rear, so the new streets will really only get the new traffic. It won't be double loaded with the existing traffic. So they're looking to move from a total of 8 inches of paving, a top 6 inches of stone, to 5.5 inches of paving on top of 6 inches of stone for consistency. The planning commission was agreeable to that, given that these are private streets and that the streets are annually looked at as part of the annual mobile home park inspection. And they will match the existing cross section in the park.
Okay. So is there a motion to grant this waiver request for Keystone Courts, mobile home park, parcel 22-8-85.1B?
I'll make the motion to grant.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next is a motion to authorize the solicitor to send the proposed zoning ordinance amendment for short-term rentals to the Chester County Planning Commission for a short review and comment. I had one question on this, if I could ask. Yeah. So once it goes to the County Planning Commission and it comes back, can any changes be made to it, or is that in final then?
So we used to, at least a lot of places would, as long as the county's comments weren't significant, we couldn't make tweaks to it. There's been some recent case law in recent years that even a minute change to an ordinance after it's been sent to county planning then requires you to go back and have it go to township planning, resend it to county planning, and kind of start over, so to speak. So we could make a change, but we would then need to send it back to county planning, which gives them another 30 days to review it.
So instead of making a change to the ordinance after it comes back from the county, could we request something to be in the application process for a short-term rental? Like,
You want to give an example?
I'll give the example. A floor plan. It was suggested like a floor plan of the dwelling to show, and it could just be hand, drawn with the bedrooms and the different rooms along with all the other requirements, but it was for EMS, for fire, for evacuation, for things like that.
Is that something you can add that before you send it out?
Yeah, we can add that. I'm just trying to look at the specifics.
It mentions about the bedrooms and to indicate, right.
But you're specifically asking if we could force them, but like in hotels.
How they have the diagram.
Yeah, an exit diagram. So is that something that we can put in here, or can we make that as part of the application?
application.
I mean, I think we can request that in the application, but I mean, I'm happy, one of the requirements is that they have to post the following information based upon the requirements in this section. I'm happy, I mean, I think Jen would agree, I can't fathom planning disagrees, we could amend 11G, which just says emergency egress plan, to be more explicit that it's a overall floor plan depicting egress.
Right, within, generally, but just so it shows the layout.
Because general floor plan
Right.
layout with egress. Yeah, we can make that change before we send it to them.
Okay.
Jen, any questions or comments on that?
No, just to clarify, Lauren, are you looking for that just to be posted at the house for the people to know how to get out like it is in a hotel room? Or are you also looking for the township to have a copy of that? Just so we put it in the right section or both sections of the ordinance?
I mean, could it be for both?
Yeah, you want both.
I think it could, because we already request a plan of some form. Beth can look at the exact language, but of showing the layout so we know how many rooms are actually bedrooms and that they show the proper egress requirements for the bedrooms. So, Beth, I would just say modify the language in both sections to be clear about that.
Yeah, the permit requirements specifically say they are supposed to provide a plan of the structure showing identification of the use of each room, including all bedrooms and bathrooms, the location of all means of egress, including windows, interior and exterior doorways, where any fire escapes are, smoke detectors. So that's already in what they're required to give to us at the time of permitting. So I think we're covered on that side. It's more just what actually has to be displayed, the specifics of what has to be displayed.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, and the planning commission would be supportive of that.
We might even have a majority in the room here.
There you go.
Any planning commission objections? I hear none, so we'll take that as their consent to that. So, okay, so we can amend it to be
Okay,
send to county planning after making that minor.
After making that adjustment, okay. So is there a motion then to authorize the solicitor to send that proposed zoning ordinance with the revision prior to sending it for the short-term rentals to the Chester County Planning Commission?
Make that motion.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye. Just to be clear, we will get their comments back, and then, assuming there's nothing in there that we think we want to further revise, then ideally by June, we would have their comments, and I'd put on the agenda for the board to authorize advertising it then presumably for July.
Okay. The next item is a motion to authorize the manager to advertise bids for snow removal services for 2 trucks and 2 operators for the 2025-26 winter season.
So this is our annual ask, however, this time we're doubling it because we're going to get 2 developments potentially turned over, which is going to add a couple more miles of road. So the roadmaster believes an additional contractor will help lower the overall time it takes the current staff to do single loops during snowstorms. So we'll put that out for bid, and then that will be up for authorization next month. For approval.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion to authorize.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, we'll move on to other new business. Any other new business? I have none.
No.
Any old business?
No.
Hearing none. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Make the motion to adjourn.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye. Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
Please,
just wants to use it as a Saturday.